to get you. Coming to get you.
Hour.
Coming to get you.
Don't be confused. That's the same words on the shirt.
You know, you ain't better believe it.
Yep.
I'm shutting up the training today.
Okay.
Shut up the
All right,
train.
I like
Yeah,
that. I
shut
like
up
that.
the train.
Yeah, I like that. I like that.
Shut up the train. No, for real. And that's a major key too. I know that's not really the topic, but just shutting up.
Yeah.
Shutting up more.
Yeah.
I'm learning that, bro.
Man, no,
It's
you are.
power.
I know you are.
No, there's power in the shut up.
Yeah.
It's so powerful. You know, as long as it's not other energies that's all seedy and resentful and all that. So just shutting up. Okay.
Yeah, you get a lot of things move.
Yeah. I mean, I used to see that a lot on TV shows and movies that mock real life, real things that are going on, and the husband wouldn't have shit to say.
Yeah.
Would be like, one of these movies, Arnold Schwarzenegger, Last Action Hero.
Yeah.
Remember at the beginning with the recording, he's talking to his wife, and she just talking and talking and talking. He has no space to talk. He goes to the tape recorder. That's how you know this movie is old. He goes to the tape recorder.
Right.
And he puts the phone next to the tape recorder. And the recording is in sync with answering her with She's just talking. He's like, and she's talking and talking and talking. He walks off while she's talking to the recording, speaking back to her, actually agreeing with her. That's pretty much what it was. It was just literally, it was a tape of agreement. There was no, I don't think that's a good idea. There was no, maybe you could think that through a little bit more. He was just, However, it's power in agreement.
Yeah.
It's so powerful. And now I'm starting to understand the side of the ancient elders and husbands who have came before us. They're just like, just shut up, man.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
No. Just shut up.
Be quiet.
Just
Yeah.
shut up.
Yeah.
Because they're not necessarily, and it's not knocking the woman. It's learning the place.
Yeah.
And understanding the rhythm of people. If a foreign dog rolls up in here, and this is not equating women as dogs, this is just bringing this thing to understanding on a simplistic level. If a dog roll up in here that we don't know, we're gonna act a certain way. But if the dog is trained and we trained it and we do know, we're gonna act according. And that's really what I'm bringing it out. It's always acting according to the moment. To the players in that moment, and knowing your role. Yeah. And now I'm seeing it, and also it's not just saying like co-sign on bullshit. It's just saying shut up, remember it, and wait and watch what happens. Just maybe my remembrance will cause an aha moment later on. Maybe not for her, maybe for somebody else.
Yeah.
But it'll serve its purpose. But it would have never served the purpose if I didn't just shut up.
Yeah. It was a beautiful, and I mean, we didn't live in those times, but it was a beautiful pot of moral respect, honor, appreciation, even if it looked chaotic in a family. It was like you could have a mom, she'd be yelling and you and the kids and the kids and but then when it came to certain things like, well, what'd your father say? It's like she could
like that.
She could stir it all up in the pot, put it on the plate. Well, what'd your father say? And then it was a lot of times, even if mom maintained the fort of the dailies, when it came to big moves, well, what'd your father say? And that's a sign of respect.
It was also a sign that she got to the father first.
Yeah. She let the father know last night that little so and so was gonna come and ask, can we go to Florida, to Disney World, knowing that we gotta drive his sister down to college. So he playing a game.
We already got the agreement in. We already agreed. You go ahead and listen to no.
Yeah, it was a different union, man.
Well, yes, twice.
Yeah, it was a different union.
I'm gonna say It's the same thing, bro.
It
It's
should
the
be.
same- I mean, no, I mean, in real life, it's just that we're dealing with more situations that leverage the fact that ego is being driven out the way.
Yeah.
I'm seeing so many
yeah.
more fathers step up to the table with children that ain't they blood
Oh yeah.
than all the time. But it's also coming from multiplication of just people. Everybody grew up with a family where you know for a fact they had 12 to 17 children.
Yeah.
Some of them 19, 20.
Mm-hmm.
All 20 of those children have multiple children. Extrapolate that across the country.
Yeah.
Extrapolate that across the world. Just go ahead and do it because it's a fact.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So the only thing really changed is numbers and technology. We just talked about like everybody, even us sitting right here, right now. Everybody has a show now.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody got a show. Your show's on your phone. Pick up your phone. Start your show.
Mm-hmm.
Tune into my show. Tune into my show. Tune into my show. Tune into my show. Most of the stuff that we highlight is top moments or low ball moments. They're never like truly and which I'm coaching my wife into doing because I'm very familiar, but she's very stay the hell away from me and out of mind sort of lady. And she's showing me how to do that because I welcome too many in. That was Gerald's issue. Arms open too long. Sometimes we need to fold these marks.
Oh yeah, I had to learn that the hard way.
Because we might just fold somebody because we didn't fold our arms early, stop it from happening. Now I gotta fold somebody, But however, the FFYL it's coming. The true blue, because those are some of the best moments, bro. The low moments.
Yeah, that's how you learn how to fight.
Yeah. But however, typically, and I love it. Typically, people come out to share when they like, look, I won. Look, I won. It took a while. I was telling them, I was like, we gotta get like raw. We gonna start our own podcast, bro.
Got to, bro.
We gonna do it.
Got to.
And I was sharing with her, like, as we do it though, you gotta understand, I'm not looking to just do high moments.
No.
I'm looking to be right next to you when we at odds.
Cover it all.
In front of everybody.
Cover it all.
And handle the, with discretion.
Yeah.
But handle this shit. Because that's the realness.
And if y'all put those things out, do you know how much that's gonna help? Like, I mean, it's couples that's right now that's getting married in their 20s,
okay,
and don't have a clue, but they just know they want to love each other, and they want to be together. When I was younger, and I remember walking the street with my older children's mom, and I remember how older people would look when they see you holding hands, or they see they see you opening the door, or they see you trying to be and so and now I've become that older guy. When I see younger people, I'm like, man.
Yes.
And
yes,
I never forget. This was a few years ago in my previous relationship. Walking through a parking lot, and I'm a romantic. That's
go ahead, bro.
So my wife at that time, it was like a bunch of snow and ice and water, and I told her, I was like, stand on the back of the car right here, and she jumped on my back, and then my son got out the car. And I was like, you come in. I said, stand on the car right here. Jumped on my front. Carried him through the parking lot. And when I got up to the front of the door, police officer was like, that was the most beautiful shit I ever seen. And he said it like on the little speaker, so everybody in the parking lot could. He was like, that was the most beautiful shit I ever seen.
I love it.
And then when I got inside the store, I never forget. It was like it was a younger guy, and he was like, "Yeah, black love, man, black love."
Straight up.
And so people looking for that, people looking for these things, and I think like, and it's crazy because I thought about that. I said I kind of tune into these channels that the couples are doing, and they do the little pranks and the little jokes and the little, and I'm like,
I heard about those.
Yeah, we need more of somebody just sitting down like, you know what? So what happened with us this morning? Well, you got up and I did blah blah blah, and then I did blah blah blah, and I was thinking about this, and you said this, and it threw me off of something I was thinking now off on you, and I'm sorry. You know, and men need to know. Say you sorry. Apologize.
Yeah, apologize.
Pardon yourself.
Yeah.
You know that's a man's move.
Yeah.
Pardon yourself. You know.
Yeah. There's nothing wrong with it.
Yeah, especially to the person that you say you love and you care about. It's like you ain't gonna pardon yourself to her, but you on the street. You on the street. You bump somebody. Excuse me. You know, like what? You don't even know that person.
No doubt.
So it's like, yeah, man, that'd be a good move, man.
Yeah,
Y'all know if
for
you
sure.
need any help or support y'all need, I got it.
You know it. It's gonna be straight support. We're not sitting on our hands asking you to do all the work. You know what I mean? So we'll classify that support straight up.
Yeah,
You know.
yeah. So I mean, I'll plug it. Do that.
You know it's a two-way street. I know it is, bro. But yeah, it just needs to be had to take off some of the facade that so many things have changed. Not too much has changed. Like I say, outside of numbers and what technology is used, bro, it's pretty much the same thing. You know, questions of rules have always remained. You know, even when we get into things that present new, we just size them up to the past and saying, what was like this? Yeah, some things have changed, but this circle is still the circle. It's just the things within this circle that have changed. However, it's still a circle. It's going to process a certain way. It's going to have a beginning. It's going to have a middle. It's going to have an ending that gives birth to another beginning. And that's the only way that it can be understood.
In nature, God has a way of showing us our alignment through nature and union through nature. You know, even with like animals, you know, certain animal species. Now, of course, it's trillions of species on this planet. You know, some do odd things, some don't. Some, you know, give birth and kill themselves. Some, you know, it's all kind of species on this planet.
Indeed.
But you know, our majors that we know of, lions and elephants and things of that nature. You notice the lioness is like one of the most strongest protectors of her children.
Okay.
She's also one of the most strongest protectors of her mate. She also is responsible for when the mate goes out hunting to take care of the kids and wherever they dwelling is. So the kids could be rumbling behind her, but let threat come. She's gonna do everything she can to kill that threat and protect them kids.
Indeed.
The mate goes out, he can bring the food back. Now, he could eat all the food up himself, knowing that if he eat all the food up, it's gonna hold him straight for, I can't remember the days amount or whatever, but he can eat all up. But what does he do? Carries it back in his mouth to the lioness and the cubs. Lioness the same way. If she killed, she carries it back. You know, so that's just that species alone shows us an element of a union that's strong. We all know these creatures are some of the strongest creatures on the planet. You know, you don't want to cross them. There's creatures that can kill them, but they're a strong creature. So what does that say? Did you hear any selfishness in there? Did you hear any greed in there? Did you hear any ego in there? Did you hear the lioness run up when he got the food and backhand him and take it out of his mouth and go give it to the kids? Did you hear him eat it all and bring back just the tail of a gazelle to the kids? It's like, no. It's a way of nature. And then what they do, they chill together in the Serengeti under the tree and watch the kids play and frolic and grow until it's time to teach them what they need to do to become bigger. So, and the same thing, pay attention to how elephants walk. You know, the little one is always in the back. And it's always either the mother or the father is always in a shot of where they can back up and protect that little one and push that little one up between them two.
Yeah.
One way or another.
Yeah.
You know,
the village does its thing. Huh?
Yeah, birds.
Yeah.
I've actually sat and watched this. Birds, when they born, they stay in their nest, getting warm, they get fed from the mother bird. And then, before you know it, when they start bouncing and hopping, the bird push them off the doggone nest.
She'll nudge them.
That's why when we were kids, we walk in the park and you see a little dead baby bird. She pushed it out. You know, it's like she said, "Oh, that's a bad egg. I gotta push that one out." Or hey, you know, go on ahead. You didn't make it, and you see the little bird hopping on. So it's nature. God shows us nature all the time. And
have you seen the Wild Robot? Is the movie out right now?
Mm-mm.
It's definitely a great one. 3D animation. You know that's my thing. Anyway,
Okay.
so. But yeah, it's called The Wild Robot. It's out at theaters. I'm doing a shameless plug for the parents that are out there.
Okay.
Take your child to see it.
Disney,
Definitely.
Pixar, something like that.
I don't even.
I think
remember.
I've heard of it because, whenever those kind of movies come out, it kind of reminds me of when we was a kid, Short Circuit.
Yeah. Johnny Five.
Johnny Five, yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, all of them is just a bite off of Johnny Five. You know what that is.
Yeah.
However, to ride and build with you, the that technology versus nature duel is what was created, is what happened with that movie. Dealing with so much the onslaught of technology. That's coming out right now, that's being premiered right now for everyone. This has been around for decades, however, now being unleashed on everyone and allowing access and how to use these things and how to prompt these artificial intelligences and things of that nature. It's a great movie to check out to create a conversation for that tech versus nature that I deal with from day to day. The ego, low key, is technology because it was added on to something that was already natural that obstructed its way of living day to day. Like you were saying, the lion and the lioness, they operate at this certain time because they're not dealing with a whole bunch of ego.
Yeah. No.
Now, if they was, they'll have, the lioness will look at them like, well, who this new thing in the pride? Why is she having babies? Who is, as opposed to looking at it like, oh, the tribe building. We building a gang here. And if our gang is huge, we win. Because nature says numbers rule. The majority rules in nature. That's just what it is. That's another reason why black folks are told to call themselves the minority. With minus doing any research, it's like who the hell told you? And when I came upon that realization, I'm like, damn, it was so freeing. And once we're free, everything becomes simplistic. Like you'll never run to God to I'm finna give you a complicated question.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's all simple. I'm not simple. The subject is simple. I just make things simplistic. So when it comes down to it, we're looking at that word. We explore that word. When that word hit me, I fell back to like my mother and understanding that I seen her teach and be a principal. And you know what? It hit me like a ton of bricks. You'll never see. There's no scholastic institute that you'll see that the teachers are outnumber the students. The students
always outnumber.
Will always outnumber the teachers. So when you look at it, the teachers are the minority.
Yeah.
The ones who are bringing that elevation are always the minority. So even in being free, I see that word and I go, oh shit, that's a mad, crazy, stupid compliment for the ones that can actually take that in and see it. Otherwise, it can be something that hurts and tears down and says you're not enough or says you're not worthy, not valuable, things of that nature. But even when we look at it, you say the less is the more valuable.
Yeah.
Because
quality.
It's quality. We're talking. It's not a lot on hand, but a lot wanted. So that's saying it's rare at the same time. Even getting into the simple facts of like what people call sickle cell, which ain't what it's always been told that it is. It's not. I love this age because truths are coming out by the buku. It just takes agreement of the person to create that happening to happen for them to see it. You got to buy in. If you didn't buy in, you're not going to be able to see it. When you get the car, you're going to see it everywhere, particular vision. Boom, that's how it goes. And I'm just riding with you saying it's a freeing mechanism to where which we can get back to that natural agreement. Even as I tear down the kitchen, the way I'm tearing down the kitchen now, it's just literally me getting back to this nature and natural things that I broke when I was about 10 years old. I broke because I had the right to say what I wanted to eat, and, you know, a little bit of money and things of that nature. And I continue to, in ignorance, not being told, but that don't matter. I still did it, you know, and we get to walk it back to the remembrance of, you know, what's going to build me, not the thing that makes me feel good. Because typically, what builds me, it don't make me feel good. I mean, we sitting in the haven of it right now.
Yeah.
Don't nobody come here necessarily feel good.
Nah.
They know they gonna feel a little bad.
Yeah.
And then they get that goodness, and then they get addicted to it, and that's it. It's just that simple. But it's just a lifestyle. With that being said, I know we got a topic. I know we've been talking for a while. So.
Yeah, it's a movie. If anybody out there has seen this movie, without giving too much away, put it in the comments. A movie that I was told for us to check out, that's kind of been on the rave, is called The Forge.
The Forge. I heard of that. Break it down.
I'll
probably sing it.
Man, I know it's just about humanity and culture. I don't know. Like,
yeah, look it up real quick.
Yeah. Let's see if we can get a trailer real quick.
Forge.
But I was told that, like, man, y'all need to check this out and then talk about it on the show.
Okay.
I was like, all right. Trailer. All right, let's see.
Your grandfather drove this?
My dad told me he was gonna fix it up with me. This is the way he left it. Like everything else.
You are my son, but I'm giving you 1 month to find a job, or you can find one of your little friends that's gonna let you sleep on their couch for free.
Help you. I'm just trying to talk to a young lady right here. I need for you to leave my shop right now. I'm gone. And I won't be back either.
Right there, your father with you.
Oh, I ain't him.
You acting like him. Boy! It's hard for a woman to call out the man and her son. I just need some prayer support.
I'm just trying to see about a job, right? I ain't here to find out what you a salesman for this company?
I'm the president. That's for more. A big part of becoming a man is showing up. Can you do that, Isaiah?
You know, these promises.
When my sister tells me that she needs prayer support, honey, I bring prayer support.
Am I in the right place? Miss Clara. We pray that the Lord will open Isaiah's eyes so that he could see himself the way that the Lord sees.
Be 50 minutes early.
It's trying not to be late again.
I want to introduce you to a small group of men that mean the world to me. We grow together, we eat together. It's one of the most important things I've ever done in my life. God has forgiven me so much. Who was I to refuse to forgive?
Okay, Jesus, I give it to you.
What kind of man do you want to be? And what do you want people to think when they see you coming?
We only got 6 of us, 7 including him. I'm willing to go the second mile. We can't just walk out and do nothing. Let's roll.
If I may be blunt, a man stands in front of me. Isaiah, welcome to the Forge.
Now that is good. Miss Claire, I need you to come back here more often. Keisha needs you.
That's sweet. Yeah, I'm gonna make sure I go check that out. Sure. You know, it definitely hit on a lot of different notes. You know, the youngster's name is Isaiah. So, you know, we can just build on that biblically for a while. Then the thing that stuck out to me, number one, boy, Rock, that used to be my
Man, that was my show, man.
That's for another time.
Yeah.
and being that that number 7 kept coming
on his
up.
back.
The number 7 was on his back, but at the same time, it was in action when they were saying like, it's only 6 of us, but it's 7 plus Emmett, whatever the extra guy's name was. You know, so they was like, you know, it's definitely chopped up in there for sure. It's something for ladies and fellas. There's something for singularly fellas. There's something singularly for the ladies. You know, I love the fact that they brought up showing up.
Yeah,
which is such a powerful thing within our community. Severely, the father not showing up for multiple reasons across all of these decades, all of the number of decades that the unit has been in question, was a huge loss. You know, and then the woman looking to fulfill that role off of ego, not understanding that role can only be fulfilled by the man. Just like the male must understand, only the female can secure the younglings when they're young, especially when it comes to the fellas. We typically will see it when a fella didn't have a mother. Typically, he's gonna have issues with the ladies. You know, if he doesn't, that's what we call the exception. The rule is you're gonna have issues, bro. You're gonna have some hurt that you need to deal with. You're gonna have some things that you need, and that's what he was doing in that fire group or that forge group. You know, which says, you know, come on in. You know, the young fella he talked to was co-signed him and said, look, bro, I was just like you, a skeptic at the gate. Now I know this is the best thing I've ever done. You know, so yeah, we're definitely gonna check that out. I checked out the War Room and all of those.
Oh yeah, War Room. I watched that joint too. Yeah,
excellent. You know, what was your take, bro?
Man, I like how they stress the importance on both sides separately, make it seem like a whole. You know, like the women were supportive of the women, men were supportive of the men, and it wasn't it wasn't no silliness of how it should be. You know, like the old lady is the comedy, but she's that comedy strength in a sense where she's given that spiritual strength. So it's not so like just straight line serious, you know, because it should be taken serious. But you know, then showing the fact that our havens, you know, the beauty shop, you know, that's a woman's haven. So it's almost like, see, the thing, being in film and loving movies and TV since I was a kid, the thing I learned is that TV, when it came along, that television thing was to tell you a vision. So it taught people who didn't know better certain things. So they're teaching right there. When they show women get together at a hair shop, they're saying, we already know you do this anyway. But are these the conversations you having? Are y'all upbuilding each other in these hair shops? We already know that young men are about chasing girls, but what you gonna do to step up and really get this girl?
Well, maintain the relationship. You know. That's
because I mean, we grew up in the hood, you know. So it's like, I mean, I remember being on the basketball court one day, and a guy pulled up in his little Chevy, and he said, "Man, I just signed up for school, y'all, Isla Harvey." And we looked at him like, "You like follow the girl up in there?" So now I got to get my stuff together.
Excellent.
You know, it's like he didn't know what he was going for. He's like, I just went in there and got papers to come. You know, it was funny because you know this is a neighborhood guy. You know, but it's like fast forward 20-something years later, we at the community backyard thing. My grandparents was one of the founders of the community, so had the 54-year joint or whatever, and he back and everything. I'm like, man, what's up, man? He's like, man, little, you look at you, boy. You got kids and stuff. Now look at you. Yeah. Now he own real estate everywhere in another state.
Wow.
And when I went to school, man, I'm like, man, this was the guy when we were younger. Emulation, we wanted to be like him. The Nike with the flight tag on it. You know what I'm saying? The Fila warm-up suits, the Nike suede, you know, the velour suits and everything. This was the dude we wanted to be like because he was a neighborhood guy. Calm, cool, you know, always kept his head. You know, no matter what he was doing, he was always on his business. But it was like, he was a good guy at heart. You know, looked out for us, the little kids. So, but now, I met him when I was in my 20s. Now, I'm like, now you the dude I want to be like again. Just because of where you at here. Like, you know, he was just telling me, like, yeah, man, you know, gotta move around and you gotta learn how to do this and do that, man. All that street stuff I used to do, man. It's like, man, he's like, all it taught me was how to, you know, build from my failures. And he said, you know, I was doing a bunch of dumb stuff thinking that was going to lead me to success. And he's like, it was temporary success. And he's like, once I left here and went and saw other things, he's like, man, he's like, it wasn't that hard. It just took a little hard work. And the chick that he
followed,
they married. They married. They had a baby when they, you know, before they got married. But he like they married. Because when she came, I was like, man, that's the girl that used to be in the college, and my wife now. I'm like, my man, so just seeing that this guy went from being this guy that wore the ropes and the, you know, and all the clothes, and then one next, you know, we seeing him go back and forth. He still, you know, had, you know, going to school, the book bag and everything. And the next thing you know, we seeing him, you know, the khakis and the tucked in shirt. And next thing you know, I don't see him in the neighborhood no more. You know,
transition.
Yeah.
Like real talk. Like that just hit me, like all the words that we hear nowadays that might consume or be prompted, like something should be scary or fearful, and you know, you get all the church heads pleading the blood over things and that, you know, like we use the word transition. Typically in this climate, you would come to male transition into a female transition into. Transitions has been here forever.
Yeah.
The word ain't new. Like I said, the only thing that's new is the tech.
Yeah.
Because what he went through was a transition. He transitioned on the inside and it popped out on the outside. It was a slow, steady process. It didn't happen overnight. If it does happen overnight, guess what? It doesn't happen overnight.
No, not at all.
It just means that you just didn't
not
see
at all.
what the heck happened. And that's pretty much what it was. That's powerful though, bro. But yeah, that's FFYL. Go ahead.
And another thing I got out of that trailer is something that I was just talking about with some of our peers, because our peers as far as our age. Initiative. Initiative. No one takes initiative anymore.
I can't say that, but I know it's not popular anymore.
When I say that, that's what I mean. It's not grand anymore. And we not the only people that notice that everything that was once here done flipped down here, and the stuff that was once down here done flipped up here. You know, and so you know, and it's like we gotta pay attention to that first becoming last and that last becoming first, because that doesn't always mean a good thing. Because what if the first is a great thing, and now the first is at the bottom and people stepping on it and peeing on it and spitting on it, and now the last is at the top, you know, and now that's looked at as what's good. You know,
well, where does that go though? And the circle of life is going to go right as butt back down to where it don't matter. But see, that's why I say there's no usher in no fear, or don't even give it any place. Just understand. All right, now, you know, don't play in that first position too long, because what's going to happen is this. You know, and that's why low key it's like God always wins sort of energy when it comes from, you know, any sort of modality that has this thing that is this uber great thing. I don't care Christianity, I don't care if it's Islam, I don't care what it is. It has this untouchable, pardon my French, unfuckwittable entity, and that part, you know, once we claim it as ourself in ourself, if everyone takes the time to do that, there's no worry. It's literally Hakuna Matata. Because, it's just like a bully or something.
Yeah, you always get it back.
Keep going. And then next thing you know, we found out Nelson got a whole wrecked family, and he hated himself low key, and he always he always cry about himself, so that's why he always laugh at other people, you know. And once you come into that knowledge, just like, and this has happened for me personally, where I found the flaw or the chink in the armor of that person looking to do something lowly towards me. And then I sing typically, like probably about 75% of the time I get to see it. However, it allows me to understand the process, and I can speak that over any youngster's life. Was saying, you look, most you need to do is just maintain, because it's going to take care of itself. You ain't got to do nothing.
No.
You ain't got to do nothing. It's literally going to take care of itself, because it's a law that's being broken. And if a law is being broken, something's going to happen. If I walk off this building, bro, I ain't going to grow wings.
Nope.
The law say you're going to crash. You're going to get pulled to this thing, but you're going to have a solid thing in between you and that thing, and you're going to hit it. Typically, it's called the ground.
Yeah.
And that's what's gonna happen. So I just want to say that, like, in a no worries sort of, like, you good,
Yeah.
like Tracy Ullman said, go home,
Uh-huh.
go home,
Yeah.
go home, you good. I tell you, ain't nothing to do, but win. That's it.
And that initiative, man.
That's a powerful word.
Yeah, you know, it's to me it kind of aligns with will, because you know, will outdo a lot of things. Will outdo skills. A lot of the greatest fighters that we know, you know, were bullied, mistreated. You know, it took getting punished,
Yes,
humiliated, embarrassed, and they will to want to not let that happen again made them who they are and make them great, you know, make them memories to us. You know, it was like, you know, Mike Tyson, Muhammad Ali got into a fight. He said he wanted to be a fighter. Mike Tyson used to get bullied, mistreated.
Oh yeah.
You know, and it's like he wanted to be a fighter. He became a fighter, but it was a unmatched monster. But he had the will to not let that happen to him again. You know, so this young child as he grew, became where he can take down men because of his will. You know, it's like, you know, you put somebody like that in front of somebody, you know, their initiative to win is like, I'm not letting it happen again. I'm about to leave it all here. You know, whether I break a leg, break an arm, bite your ear, rip your neck, you know, whatever I got to do, my will is going to keep me alive. And so that's what initiative is. I mean, in the trailer, the young man saying, you know, well, he's like, man, you're 50 minutes early. Well, I don't want to be late again. Come on, it's initiative. That's the wit. I cannot let myself be late again, because I am, no matter what I am or not, I know this is an opportunity that I cannot. Man, alarm clock gonna get me up 2 hours early. I got to get out of here. You know, like, you know, the initiative to want to better himself takes will. You know, it's like his mama had been telling him why he hadn't done it. This is a woman who loved him. This is a woman who taking care of him. He hadn't done it. So what did it take? It took will. It's like, man, you know, I don't want to keep him, like, you know, and then seeing someone that physically looked like him. You know, he had just met the man who told him don't ever come back here before, but then the next man he meet is like, oh, this is my spot. You know, so it's like, if I do what it takes, I can be the dude that told me not to come back here, or the dude who owned the spot. So it's like, I gotta have some, you know, and I know it ain't always thought out like that, but that's what it is. It's taking initiative to say, hey, I'll stay, let's get it done. You know, that's initiative, you know, and that's just needed culturally with us. You know, it's like, take initiative. You know, we were talking about that last night at dinner. Yaya turned 16, was at the birthday dinner.
Shout out.
Yeah, the kid turned 16. I got all my guns and all that stuff.
You gonna be as sweet as 16 be. She on it. She definitely on it. Shout out, Yaya. Congratulations. Happy B-Day. It's so sweet. Chef's kiss.
Yeah, but we were talking about like dealerships and mechanics and stuff like that. And brother Marquise was saying, like, you know, when you go to a dealership, they only gonna look at what you tell them to look at. And I was telling them, well, my family mechanic, you know, They check everything. As soon as you bring a car, they be like, you know, if the hood is up, they making sure that the cords is attached, you know, the fluids is there, you know, it's like you're not about to drive off, you know, but
That's also why them joints is all capped under there nowadays.
yeah.
Boy, they like,
but at the dealership, it's like, you know, you here for oil change, man. I didn't know you didn't have no cooling fluid. I'm sorry, your engine locked up. You know, it's like wait a minute.
No, they
You
not.
know, it's like wait a minute, nah. You know,
No, they
and
not.
my son had that experience. He got an oil change. He came home and it's like he ain't had no cooling fluid. I'm like, I didn't check your oil and didn't check the cooling fluid. And, you know, it's like, I don't know, Dad. Okay, it's like, well, you need to go somewhere else, man. That ain't cool because you just paid how much money for your oil change, and it's like
top off all that.
and now your car won't start. It's like what, you know? So, I was just like, it's just an initiative, man. People like they're lazy. People are lazy, you know. And it's like back in back in the day, if you want to say that term, it was like that initiative is what got the customer coming back and got you more customers.
For sure.
So it was like, hey, yeah, Gerald, man, I saw you didn't have no windshield fluid, man. You know, it's supposed to storm tonight, you know, so I put some windshield fluid in there. And you know what? You know, your hose is getting a little worn. So, you know, about maybe before the winter come, why don't you just come back and we replace that hose for you? You know, I give you a good price on it, you know. But now it's like, yep, oh, you had a hole in your hose, we got you a new hose. All right, have a good day. Wait a minute, this don't sound right. What's going on? My indicator light coming on. Now you're back in here. Oh, you don't have no steering fluid. Well, why the hell did that? You know, it was just like initiative. It got you more business. It got you more respect. That's what keeps me going to my family mechanic because they take initiative. You know, they're not lazy. They tell, you know, the man found something wrong with one of my cars. I took it to a dealership because they didn't have never reached that issue. I ended up getting a $1,400 check because my mechanic took initiative and said, "Hey man, something wrong with that piston right there. It shouldn't be going out. This is a newer model car. What? I don't know what's going on." He's like, "It's not firing." He's like, "Let me keep it for a day. I'll drive it. Check." I did that. He said, "Man, you take it to the dealership." He said, "Take it to the dealership. Something's not right. Something's not right." Took it to the dealership. Oh yeah, we're seeing that a lot of people's having this issue. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna see what the value is of this and this and this and this, and we're gonna give you. So I got a check for $1,400 and I got a check for $500. You know what I did? I went and bought my mechanic the cake. Put Hot Wheel cars all over it. Had them paint on there. Thank you for your years of service. And not only that, I referred other people to him to thank him for that check, along with my business. Meaning, so it's like, man, dude been around since 1984 when my mama drove her Ford Escort up in there. You know, so it's like, so see what his initiative got him?
What's that? Bro, you all in my last, yesterday when I was in the Wee Cafe, one of the guys came through who creates infused treats and everything, and we were literally building on experience. That like what you're saying is initiation. I'm hearing the word initiate, right? Which means you're going to prompt, start. You know, this is another level. This is a new beginning. You know, and I was sharing with him that he gets to look at his offers and increase his offers, and always have the ability to upsell or increase a person's experience with something extra. You know, something that's not done typically. You know, you hear the thank you in words, but what is thank you in action? You know, and we get to ignite that. You know, thank yous in actions. You know, I was talking about me thanking my body in action of getting it into the kitchen and saying, "Here, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you." You know, or I can virtually curse it. Here, drink this. Yeah, eat that. You know, so yeah, that's a great one. This movie is gonna be, this movie is already already out, so it definitely is going to be something to check out. It came out a day before Desi and my anniversary. That was August 23rd.
Yeah, I saw that.
So I'm definitely going to be checking that out for this weekend. One of the parts that I liked about it also was in the maintenance level and the process into this new infinite character that he was becoming, like you was highlighting when his dress changed, right? You're saying your guy's dress code had changed, right? Because some people believe in it as ego driven. You know, so this isn't for the ones who we know that can get it in shit. I'm wearing some damn New Balances.
Right.
I don't need I don't need no $1,000, $100 shoes. You know, I'm gonna get my shoes twofer. I'm gonna get the twofer shoes. You know, and so that's just something for that character, his character, for him to come out of something that was comfortable for him. That was the key. It wasn't necessarily the clothes, it was how comfortable he was in that attire and the stories that underlined it about that attire for him specifically. And when he came out of that, the new results that he got. Now in this movie, when that flash pan activity, this was when he was in the midst of his process or his montage. He was wearing the khakis, he had the button up. He opened the door, and who was at the door? His father was at the door. Now it's time to get hard.
Yeah.
You thought that the hard part was the start part. No. The hard part is the hard part that's all the way through this joint, and it's always gonna change, aka new level, new devil. We play video games all the time. When you say that you flip the level, low key, what you're saying is, did you get to the boss and beat the boss? Did you get to the boss and beat the boss? Did you get to the boss and beat the boss? When he rolls that door up, that was shit. How many video games did we see that was fighting video games? We got like to the street video games. You got to the I forget which ones, but when you got to the end of that level, that door would rise up.
Here come the fat man.
That big guy, or maybe that super muscular guy, or shit. You know, sometimes they threw like two females. Females
with something, knives and stuff,
knives, whatever, and they had the speed on it, all that sort of stuff. And he hit that plateau where it goes, all right, you're getting up now, you're clearing your mind now, you got some new tools now, here goes the challenge. And they go, damn, in that level, what new moves did I learn? Right? In that group that he was in that forge group that he was in that iron sharpens iron group that he was in, what tools did he get? He plumb forgot. He dropped his little whatever he had, little handheld, whatever, and he turned around and walked away because he was still dealing in that anger mode. He still was dealing in that, all right, I'm changing this story, and then the big story came up like, can you change this though?
Yeah.
Because this is the story that he was set in. You know, I love my mom. I was struggling with myself, but now I'm loving myself. And now it culminates into, all right, but you still got some hatred in there.
Yeah.
And then it comes up and you go, damn, like that's the thing that I was supposed to forgive. Yep. But that's the thing that I'm told I'm supposed to hate forever, and that people co-sign and people understand me when I say I hate it. Nah, guess what? You gotta let that go too.
Yep.
You gotta let that go too.
Yep.
And then when he seen it, and you was talking about the guy seeing the guy's face to face, that I was seeing the same thing. When I saw the father thing, I was like, damn, like, you know, because he had issues with the males, because the males remember him as his father. Then he lost the issues with the males, and then the father popped back up and it was like, now this the one raw and cut. It don't look like
deal with this male.
Deal with this one. Like, oh man, this the super boss right here. This might be the end of the game. Typically, if I watch the movie, more than likely that's gonna be around a 30-minute mark or left, like 30 minutes left or something. Because that'll be the most huge thing for him to come out of, because it's the part of his story that is the most painful. And so definitely, and that's called The Forge.
The Forge,
y'all go see The Forge. Came out August 23rd. It's probably on streaming platforms.
So my cousin recommended it to like the men in our family, and like my uncle ended up watching it twice. He called him like, nephew, let me use your such and such account so I can watch that.
Well, now, what platform is it on?
I want to say it might be YouTube, man.
YouTube?
Mm-hmm.
Really?
I'll
Okay.
find out for sure, and
Okay.
I'll let you know. But
Okay, all right.
yeah, but yeah, and while we on that topic, let's talk about fellas. You know, ladies. But ladies tend to deal with their pains a little bit more.
And I love the ladies. Y'all are that's such a strong thing. I tune in my feminine energy to be able to get to that avenue, because it's such a powerful thing. Go ahead.
Yeah. Don't be afraid of pain. Anybody. Just don't be afraid of pain. And whatever you going through, go through it. Go through it.
Yeah.
There's no light at the end of the tunnel. You got to keep walking.
Well, I like to say, you're supposed to be the light in the tunnel.
Yeah, keep walking. Once you get to the light is yours. Keep walking.
There it is.
But don't be afraid to deal with those.
In the light.
Yeah. Don't be afraid to face those things, man, and don't be afraid to face those pains, and don't be alarmed when things pop up. The thing is to get strong, as this young brother was doing, to where when that big boss do come up, you like, all right, this don't look easy, but I'm ready for it. You stuck me with the knife, but all right, I got you. So it's like don't be afraid to walk through those things, man, because what happens when you don't is it builds. And as we were talking before cameras came on, men that came before never talked. They never talked. Buddies would meet up at the bar, they share a beer, and it'd be like, well, what's your problem? Well, so-and-so's in college now, and they cut our hours back, and that was it. You blurt it out. You drink your beer. All right, man. If you need a little money, there you go. Me and Janie are okay, and you didn't say no more than that. And it was just an understanding. It's just an understanding. When we get to this stool every day, we throwing back some beers, and we gonna look at the TV, and then we going about our business and back to work. And that's what killed so many men, because what we're learning now, with the blessing of technology and science, is that thoughts destroy the body. The mind destroy the body.
What do I need to take out? I'll bring my sticks out right
Man,
now, bro.
it's like
our minds move
it
man.
destroys the body.
Yeah.
And
Or builds it.
Yeah. You can die from heartache. You can die from, and it's like, there's a reason why if you go to a senior living facility or old folks home, as they say, that you got men that's just sitting staring at a wall or staring out a window, because they never let that stuff. It's a reason why strokes happen. After COVID, so many people in our age range and younger had strokes. Why? Because we were so busy being rats in the race that we never thought to sit down and align ourselves and balance our mind and our body. Then once life forced us to do it, it was like, I can't, and now it's like, you can't with this person, get away from me, and the kids get away. Why y'all at home? I wish I was at school, and I wish I was, and it's like, and now, now everybody's struggling, and it's like, man, it's like, you gotta get these things out. So with evolution, we gotta learn to grow. Anything that don't grow is dead. So with evolution, it can't be like it used to be. Some things, yes, you plant a seed, you water it, something will grow.
Natural.
But you have to do different things now. Now you have to make sure the soil is safe. Now you have to make sure what's underneath the soil is safe, because somebody could be building something or running something under your farmland that could cause poison to all your crops. So it's different things, different methods you got to do to ever evolve. So we can't think of it as the same way. You men can't just shut up and deal with it and spit on it, rub dirt in your eye. No, any man that's out here saying that that's all you got to do, they done been through something and now they can say that. You know, but you take the toughest dude, the grittiest guy, and put the person that he loves and cares about, no matter what he say, in front of them, and something happen to them,
You gonna break them rules,
he gonna break down. He gonna break down or break something. And when I mean something, that could be somebody. He gonna break down or break something. You know, so it's like you gotta deal with it. You gotta walk through it. You know, it's okay to have heartache. It's okay to be mad. It's okay to be sad. It's okay. Those human emotions are experiences to learn from. You know, and not just to hold inside and ball up and, you know, have this knot in your stomach. When you think ulcers and all this stuff and cancers and diseases and all this stuff, this stuff didn't just come, this stuff comes from because we letting our mind unravel and we not letting nothing out. I applaud women for the ladies' nights. I applaud women for those pain and sips. I applaud women for just getting together, you know, and just, you know, for lack of better term, talking shit. You know, it's like just, just talking shit, like, you know, and let it out. Let it out.
That's another thing that the movie highlighted, that the fellas, they needed to make this new thing, this new forge. Where the ladies, they was in the beauty shop. Even though we know the fellas got the barber shop.
Yeah.
You know,
but it get convoluted when you got a TV in there.
I mean, however, you just said the same thing about the bar, where you look here. You said me and Patty, we straight. You know, you go take this boom, but you also stressed the lack of eye contact. It was here. You got it. Yeah. I can't look you in your eye right now because I'm mess around and cry.
Yeah.
You know, or mess around and have these feelings that make me feel, you know, some sort of. But see, that's what it's all coming out, and that's why I love this new day and age, because now we're in this place where no one needs to be landlocked. It's like, make yourself the better version of yourself. Stop. If one is not into doing that right now, one ain't never doing two. And by show ain't doing infinity. You're right there at one. Enjoy it. It's a level. You said it at the conversation. That first though, that's last. Yeah. That's last.
Yeah. And then I would say to take stress off of yourself. You know, other than exercising your mind and your body or whatever, or finding things that help beautify yourself, don't stay in the past, don't go too far in the future. Stay right here. You know, I mean, it's okay. I mean, I know they tell you you're supposed to save and you have your IRA, you know, and all this stuff in your CDs and your stocks and your shares, and you know, and every time you look at something, there's an ad popping up for you supposed to do this, you're supposed to do that, and you know, all these little commercials for you should be a millionaire. If you're not a millionaire, you're stupid. You know, and it's
your family safe.
Yeah, and it's like, oh, I know all these things, but you're gonna miss a lot of what's right here, thinking about way over there, and it's like it's okay, because when you do that, it's gonna be something that makes you stay right here. Whether it's a health concern, whether it's another pandemic, you know, it's gonna be something to make you be like, boom. And what we should have gathered from the pandemic is that it gave us a level playing field. What we should gather from technology is that it gave us a level playing field. We could put these cards down every time we go on where you can't even see our faces, and no one would ever know unless they just know dialects and be like, man, no, they black or white. You know, they sound like they could be Russian or something. Like, you know, I could do accents and you could do an accent. And so it's like, it's even for everybody to play now.
Yeah.
Whereas before, it wasn't as even, you know, and so be careful, like, with society. And man, when I say stay right here, avoid a lot of noise. Like you were saying before the camera went on, when the camera went on, I'm shutting up. Avoid all the noise, man. It's so much noise. You supposed to be DEI. You supposed to hate white people. You supposed to hate black people. You supposed to not. It's like, man, whatever. That's not gonna get you anywhere. It's gonna keep you trapped where? In the past.
To your point, what you're talking about is unnatural laws. Laws that were made, that was maintained and held through the Piscean era. And now that we're having the pleasure to usher in this new era, the era of the informed, the era of get your study on now, forever hold your peace or lose your peace. It's up to you. All rules are back to natural because that's the only thing that is consistent. Like I said earlier, if I walked off of this building, I'm going to meet the ground.
Yeah.
If I walked off this building in the Piscean era, I'm going to meet the ground. Every single era, I'm going to meet the ground. Those are the rules that we're looking for, the ones that don't change, the one that stays consistent, the one that each and every single spiritual modality calls something. God, I don't care if it has they smack a name on it and it describes this thing that's out here literally every single day. You know, two forces meet that equal and opposites, and all of these sorts of things that scientists have found out. Like yeah, they found that shit out. Like the Columbus found America. Bro, it's been him, bro.
Yeah, it was already here.
You ain't discovered it, bro. Yeah. Okay. The tree that falls in the forest, nobody's around,
make a
sound. Yeah, make a sound. It
Yeah.
go boom.
Yeah.
But you ain't around to hear it.
Yeah, that's it. That's all.
So let's not even try to make some simple stuff complex. It's just super simple. So at this time, we can literally take the things that we see women just rule and grow at and use it. And not in the butt booty backwards, as my grandmother would say, way that fellas are being explored and use that. But don't look at the player and the cheater and the beater and say, well, they've been doing that and do it. Guess what, people? It didn't work. So if it didn't work, don't do it. How about look at the things that fellas have done contributing and actually works. And we'll do the same thing for the ladies and explore all the things that the ladies have just crushed it and killed it in, and do it. Why? Because it works. And make it simple, make it plain, and make it results driven. And that's really what it's about. This is a beautiful age.
And what's crazy is, and I know there's women mentors out there, but you notice there's not a lot of women mentors. There's more men mentor groups that have arisen in the last, we'll say, 10 years with young men. But women never take pride in, I won't say never, you should never say never, but their term or ideology for that is not how it is on our side, because they already are open.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
They're already open.
Yeah.
So you know, you'll see flyers come out of speakers or something like that, and it say, you know, such and such. You know, I'm a mentor. You know, I'm in a mentor club. So it's like, you know, mentor. You know, public speaker for her. Because they're already open already. They're already doing the communal thing, and it's like, so that's the move. And it's like, we just gotta study each other. We gotta study each other, because at the end of the day, we all here together, and to grow together. If me and you are mentoring young men, we're mentoring young men so that they can come across these young ladies that the women are nurturing. So that's what it is.
Most definitely. Most definitely. What you just said, I hear attraction. Where we're doing something which is gonna bring something. You know, and it's the only natural way to travel. Like, I met my wife 2 years into doing what people would say is nothing in the realm of relationships. So I mean, I evaded and I stayed away from females that would have taken that time within that over 700-day journey of mine, where I took myself out and I handled my own business. And I said thank you with them, and ladies would give me I take myself out to a bar or something, I'm getting free drinks. I take myself to Applebee's, I'm getting free platters or little additives, whatever.
yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
Mhm.
However, those were opportunities where I could have engaged. I did not decide to engage, and next thing I know, I ended up being engaged
Right on.
because something happened in the inside that transformed, and the outside followed it, and then it happened.
Mm.
And that's what's on the table now. It's simply commitment, running the Rocky montage, and shutting up. Now, if I believe while I'm doing it, it happens. If I doubt, and I do mean in one single hour, it pauses. It go desert. Do another 40 days. Walk around in this joint, or I can finally understand that oasis ain't an oasis. It's real. I could walk to it. It's right there,
Mm-hmm.
and all I need to do is walk to it and access it because I believe. And that's what's happening right now. Like you just brought out the brilliant point. The ladies are getting salted and seasoned.
Mm-hmm.
The fellas are being prepared over here. You know, it's the only way because once again, what's being said right now is the first thing on, and it's sure to usher itself away. Boom, bye. And now we back to this thing that is old and da da da. My grandmother was having children about 13. How about yours?
Well, yeah.
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 All right. That wasn't early for them. That was on time, basically.
Mm-hmm.
If it wasn't that low key, it was like,
Yeah. I was
what?
just telling them at dinner last night how my grandfather, started working at 9.
Come on.
And
Did you
my,
see
my,
that now?
my baby couldn't believe it. She's like, 9?
on,
What was he
man.
doing at 9? And
Working.
my sister was like, he was in the fields. He was like,
Working.
he was in the fields. He picked like sugar cane leaves and cotton and all kind of
yes,
stuff.
sir.
And he
Yes,
had
sir.
siblings older than him.
Mm-hmm.
And you didn't go to school back then because
Mhm.
school wasn't giving you nothing.
Mm-hmm.
They wasn't trying to teach you nothing to help you. So it's like
Right.
you didn't go to school. You
Like,
went
peep
to
this
work.
though. I went to my uncle's retirement party. Shout out to my uncle Lee, and my godson was there. I got to speak to my younger godson. Seldom get to do it. So I mean, one on one, like face to face.
Mm-hmm.
And I was inferring about just lifestyle and everything. Inferred about his scholastics, and he was like, "Man, school a joke, man." I was like, "Dang." I was like, what books is you reading, guys?
Right, do tell, yeah.
Like, damn, like you just come out the gate with it, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Like, I loved it though being who I am because I know what he was saying.
Mm-hmm.
Anybody can, you can, and it's so beautiful. A person can maximize anything if they have the will to.
Mm-hmm.
However, that doesn't obstruct the person from understanding and noticing the blasé BS that goes on in the majority of it. It is a minority portion of it where you said where you can see what you can take away from it, but it's not necessarily what you're graded on.
Mm-hmm.
Many takeaways, but not necessarily those grades.
Yeah, to be honest with you, I don't even, and this may sound crazy, and I'm sorry for any educators. My grandmother was one of Chicago's known educators.
Love it, my mom. Shout out.
But I don't even see why kids go to school anymore. It offers them nothing, and we're
in the grade portion.
Yeah, when we're in a society where they have the power, if someone informs them and educates them properly, they have the power to move the needle for it. Be very, very powerful before they even 21.
Oh, that's a fact. And
that's a access that we didn't have without really having your feet on the ground and having a it's not what you know, who you know type of environment all the time.
Shout out to Bronny James in the NBA. Shout out to Bronny. Yeah, we in.
Yeah, right.
Go ahead.
But it's almost like the new adage is to get them to college because college takes care of someone else's growth and development in future. And a lot of times, just think about this. We're in a world where you got 25-year-olds who are starting billion dollar companies, and people that are going to college are working for them. So it's like, while you spend 4 to 6 years in college, you come out working for a person who said, man, this is bullshit. Like, I don't need this. I can just put the Legos this way and then go on by my life, and that's all it takes. And really, with so many editorials on YouTube and different other platforms, it's like, to study, if you really just wanted to like be that type of successful, you could just study something that's great already. Because I can guarantee you that thing that you're studying that's great at a high magnitude already can give you way much more than you about to flip through a page in a book in a campus. If dude was still alive, if Sam Walton was alive, man, if you knew the tricks of the trade that this dude was doing to, like, I mean, man, I read his story, but then I watched the documentary on him. This dude would go shopping at his competitor's store before he even had a store.
And then let me build with you, because once again, this is where I met wifey, because we work for Uncle Sam.
Okay.
Right? Bro,
I
once I got my stripes in that joint, I used to comp shop. It never, like, what he did, like, his success skills, he literally deep downloaded it into the business. Now, did the children emulate? I couldn't tell you. Whatever, how those second, third generations do. However, he coded that in there, bro. Like I was in Costco, like, notes, numbers.
Wait, and man, a guy told me, remember, I don't know if you ever used to do this, but they used to pay people to do mystery shopping.
Yeah, I did that.
Okay.
Yeah,
so I was talking to an older guy one time when I went and did mystery shopping. Come to find out he was mystery shopping. We both in Best Buy. We both in Best Buy taking notes.
Go ahead.
And he like, what you think about these headphones? I'm like, I was about to ask you what you think about these headphones. And he was like, he looked at me. He said, young man, are you? He said, you mystery shopping? I said, yeah. I said, are you mystery shopping? He said, yeah. And I said, neither one of us work here, right? And I said, no, I don't work here. He said, no, I don't work here. He's like, so then he was telling me, he said, they got this concept from Sam Walton. And I said, really? He said, yeah. And then that's what piqued me then, as a young man, to go find out this dude's story. And at that time, as a young man, he was still alive in his little two-trailer home and his little pickup truck that he always had, but that's what he would do. Before Walmart came to be, which made him open a store, a small dime shop, was he went and saw his competitors charging, people charging crazy. He started buying stuff. If I can get this a little 10 cents lower, that's how it started. So, school, I don't, I've taken business classes that I ain't never, and now it may be a little different because they figure out they can teach you entrepreneurism and get that money off you trying to learn how to be an entrepreneur. So we're gonna tell you Bill Gates story, Zuck story, and all this,
Let me share it with you again for them big institutes. Harvard Business School is telling their own grads to come out and find the MLM, a whole opportunity. Now, granted, of course, it's a low ball in. However, why are they saying that? Why are they doing that? Because in school, most you're doing is memory works.
That's it.
You're not doing the experience side. That's why the connected ones. Shout out to Bronny. That's why the connected ones that use Breaking Up Network. That's why the connected ones are going to typically have a rule over anyone else who is not connected or doesn't know the space or the people who operate in the space. So this is why they're telling their grads, get out. How to find a great opportunity, and then the maximizing of that opportunity comes from being in the forge. Once you're in the forge, then therefore things with the homie who slid through. I was like, when I started this joint, I was simply an artist. 6 years in, I'm a multi-published artist. different thing, different thing altogether. It sounds like the same title, but it comes with experiences and it comes with network. Like even when I tap into my phone, I'm like, damn, bro, you know how many doctors I got in my phone now?
Same with me with training. Yeah, same with me with training. I'd be like, man, I can call it. Hey, I'm feeling this way. Maybe you need to go in. Yeah, I think you should go in. This is bothering me. Yeah, go in. I mean, my kids are grown now, but that's how it was. I would, call one of my clients. I was training one, like, hey man, my son having this back pain. And he said it's like up here in his shoulders and everything. How old is he? Oh, this is those are actually growing pains. He's fine, But if you want, bring him to the next session, and I just, I'll check the alignment for it.
That's what I'm talking about.
And that's
the only way to travel.
Yeah, that's what it's about. But I also, I'm registered with Harvard, the Crimson Paper or whatever, so they get the emails. I like to know what they're doing and what they got going on. So when you said that before, I was like, yeah, I know, because it was in a little paper or whatever. But they also want them to start doing community work. They want to see the community ethics, like going to soup kitchens and things of that nature. You know why? Because everybody has good grades, so it's hard to distinct who is better. When you go to college, you're going to line up with a lot of people that have the same GPA, the same grade, the same good grades. They all are smart. So what is going to distinct you from anyone else from me paying attention to you if you come to apply for a job where 10 other people that went to 20 other schools or whatever, they got the same degree is sitting in front of me and I'm interviewing you? What is going to separate you from the rest?
Yeah, bro.
So that's why I say I'm not trying to deter nobody, because you can go to school for many things, trades and different things of that nature.
Especially the trades.
But that's why I say I don't understand why kids still go to school like that. I get it. You're supposed to.
Well, I mean,
but
you're just speaking into programming, bro.
Yeah.
You're just speaking into programming. You have the parents that are uber, super, ridiculously in a different way busy. If it wasn't like back in the day, how long it took for you to get there. Now that you can get there faster, now it's that time is now put into how long you're there, what you're doing there, the energy that you're giving there. Desi yesterday needed to go into work. Typically, she does not go into work. It happens every once in a blue moon. The blue moon popped up, formulate into Batman. We already talked about how leverageable our situations are. So, okay, bow, we do that. However, when she gets off, when she's at home, she can work double platforms by going, okay, I do my 9 to 5, then I do my glam platform, and then I'm done for the day. Cool. Now this time she, did her glam thing in the AM, just prepping for work, and looking quite well. Great job yesterday, babe. Great job yesterday, babe. And once I got her there, so I'm at the dispensary, turn around, I go pick her up. When I picked her up, her energy levels of depletion was totally different than what it's like when she's at home and she just gets off and she's at home.
Right.
And she had a number of meetings and things of that nature. She does that at the tip, meetings and stuff like that. But it's different when you pull up. So these parents are pulling up to these places. They're getting their energy sucked away from them. Back in the day, the energy went to the physical thing, bro. It took 15 miles. I walked 15 miles to get here. And I walked 15 miles from home. That's where the tired came from. Now I did do the 8 hours, but it was this damn 30-mile walk that really
2 buses and 1 train.
Yeah, it was some sort of crazy journey. You know what I mean? And nowadays it's like, all right, the journey is faster. We have these things called automobiles, and they get us to where we're going, or trains, they get us to where we're going. But then when I get there, that succubus energy that these companies know, because energy is real. What's that? Monsters Inc. told y'all. Energy is real.
Yeah.
All right, they was getting paid off of baby screams, and I'd be John Brown if that ain't real.
Yeah.
I'd be John Brown, and my name ain't John Brown. You know,
Man.
like real.
I'm gonna say this and we can wrap it.
Talk to me.
We got to be crazy
Mm-hmm.
to keep telling these kids
Mm-hmm.
to go to school when at 40 something years old,
Mm-hmm.
everything I learned
Mm-hmm.
from first grade on up is just regurgitated in conversations to tell my fiance or somebody that
Mm-hmm.
it's gotten nothing. I mean, I know some people went to school and they went into their fields, and at those times, those were good. And I know some young people still do that today. You go to school. What they're looking for is that you're disciplined. You're disciplined to get up every day and go do something.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, of course, I want you to work for me because, man, you did 4 or 5 years, you did 6 years in school going every day, and
Mm-hmm.
But it's like at the end of the day,
Mm-hmm.
it's like as in our 40s, how much other than good character and maybe some down teachers, how much of those 4 years do you utilize?
Like I said,
Math, you're reading,
yeah,
art for you,
Yeah.
art for me.
yeah.
Make nothing in gym because hell, we not athletes,
Mhm.
so nothing in gym. Okay, a little bit of biology here and there for me and your lifestyle, but the majority, well, not.
Mhm.
A little bit of science, okay. History, I'm a history buff. That's the only reason it ever comes up in my life. But no one ever walks around the street just quoting history and talking about the French Revolution and the African wars and stuff like that. It's just stuff I just got in my head.
Yeah,
You know, on top of the fact that while I was in high school, I was reading books on my own about so much stuff. And the books that I read outside helped me navigate and survive city life and growing up more than what I was getting in school. And so it's like, why are we still? It's almost like we take pride in this country of everything's changing and booming and going and doing, but you still trying to push the cattle along the same way, and it's like, no, we got a new faster way to help now, unless the society doesn't want to help, or it's not
Wink, wink.
it's not beneficial. It's not beneficial to help and have people, but it's like. I guarantee you take a group of kids, give them high expectations from any community, poor, whatever. Put them in a room with entrepreneur. And let's use that term, when I say entrepreneur, I mean the person who built it, from the ground, ground, and then put them in the room with 3 different eras of entrepreneurs. Find an old man, find somebody our age, find somebody close to their age. We'll say stay in the 20s. And now you got entrepreneurs, you got kids that's teens that's making $1 million off of products and services and concepts. So it's like find 4 different eras of entrepreneurs. Put them in a room with that person and give them a retreat every day for 2 weeks. They come and they meet all 4 on one day, give them a retreat. For a month, they may come and hear each week speak, and they got to take notes. Mm-hmm. They can either take physical notes, writing, or they can record their notes. Mm-hmm. I guarantee you, if you had a room of 20 kids, out of that 20, I guarantee you, 15 or 16 of them are going to be like, man, I need to come up with something to do. I need to figure out something to sell. I need to, I went to a girl's, shout out to Viola Gator. We did a commercial for her. She does a Girls Entrepreneur Expo every year. I took Yaya, baby girl, to that. Mr. Kane, I gotta make something. Seeing girls her age they're selling oils or wrote books, making baked goods, and not only that, they like 18 and down. 18 and down. And wait, why they selling one thing? Oh, here's my car. I also do hair. I do locks too. Wait a minute. I know I'm here for selling my clothes and selling this book, but I also bake too. It was like so many of these girls was doing something like the same thing. I'm like, and here she is. She's 15. Like, now I got to do something. But she don't come home from school, Sam.
Most definitely.
She come home from school saying, I'm tired.
Yeah.
I gotta go to sleep.
Cause school is the succubus. It's like I shared with you when wifey go to the job, picking her up and her energy is just depleted. It's different from when I'm saying it loosely. When I can pick her up when she's at home, as in pick up the conversation from where we left off, pick up the day from where we left off, and one of the things of that nature.
And I done been in that experience. It's different when you like,
oh, you know, we both
hey,
have, bro.
Baby, here's some tea. Love you.
Yeah, we both have.
Yeah,
That's the beautiful part about the experience because we're not just talking about.
Here's your lunch, baby. You know,
factually, because somebody needs to do that. Like literally.
And I've been to the crib. I've been in the crib talking to you while you in the kitchen.
For sure.
Hold on, let me take Desi along. You know, so it's like, I mean, but that's the thing. It's like we can't be a country that take pride in everything's changing and blowing up and exploding and everything, and we're evolving into this, and technology this, and the cars have no people, and you can plug them in the wall, and but then it's like you still making the kids go to school. Now they just got a computer, and they still not no smarter, no brighter. The education system is in the toilet
You
all
killed me
around.
last week when you said no reading the cursive.
Oh yeah.
You know how many times I heard that in 1 week when you said that?
Hey, how about this? How about this? I've trained teachers that have been trying to teach kids how to read, and when the dean or the principal come, they got kids put the books under the desk.
Word.
Yeah, because we got to stick to this curriculum packet that y'all need to do. Y'all can't get no better, you know. So wait a minute. But in the curriculum packet, you just got to have this packet done by the end of the semester. So by the end of the semester, when this packet is done, you all good. My son used to be like, "Oh, Dad, I knock it out at the end." He used to be like, "Dad, he would do nothing the whole time. I knock it out at the end." Okay, but now, you know, I would have teachers that tell me, "Yeah, I got them, you know, this book to read or that book to read." And when the principal comes, I do. And now ask yourself, what do these kids look like? Do they look like this white cup? Or do they look like this in our brown brothers and sisters?
No doubt. I can't knock it. Yeah. You already know the answer to it. However, once again, women be women. That day over. That day so over that they don't even know it's over.
I've had teachers that are Hispanic or Latinx as a new term today that say it's weird that they done met teenagers that don't even know how to they culture that know how to read and write Spanish. So even in that culture, they not teaching they culture anymore. I when I had the radio show, I had people on there. Well, my son, you know, he would be able to get on, you know, Mexican radio stations, but he don't know no Spanish. He ain't teaching Spanish no more. You just letting them. Well, they don't want to learn. They don't want to learn.
It's the same thing like any other parent. The parents are in their own story, busy. They need to put the child somewhere to be taken care of. This is the reason school still goes on, because it's something that you don't need to think about. It's powerful when you don't need to think about it. So the powers that be say, don't think of, I'm going to help you not think about it. Even though it's going to serve me, I'm going to help you not think about it, because I know not thinking about it is a good thing. And I'm going to get you this good thing, but we're going to swap out. You do.
And then parents, what are we thinking? These kids are different these days. You're going to have to pay for them to go to school. You're going to have to pay. So you're willing to put yourself in debt knowing that it didn't benefit you that much or benefit people before you that much. You about to sign on to pay for somebody's tuition for a generation that you know really ain't up to that.
Yeah, I mean, I like that you said that, but that's not a knock to the generation.
No.
That's saying we're not highlighting what they really can thrive in.
We gotta line them up in their lane.
I mean, not just their lane, but however the lane that's actually, because being an adult is actually pretty damn simple. Yeah. It truly is. Like the movie was saying. Number one, show up. Number two, don't matter, because you showed up. And as you show up, everything simply falls in line. You punch into your 9 to 5, you get that dang on check.
Now you remember the young guy that was here, Amari.
I was just gonna bring him up. Go ahead.
So 18. She 18. So we at Planet Fitness. We go to Planet Fitness on Saturdays. We come to the camp 2 days.
Oh, you talking to young homie you trained?
Yeah.
Okay, I thought you were talking about Mark. Go ahead.
Yeah.
You did say. Okay. Go
So
ahead.
I'm training him. He at the gym. We finishing up. We about to end our session or whatever. One of the older trainers there, who's like 61 or whatever. This guy been knowing me since I was like in my 20s. So he's still training, you know, everything. And he's you know, private training just like me. So he walks up to Amari and he said, "Hey man," and he always joking. So I thought he was joking. He was like, "Hey man, my daughter did something to my phone, man. Can you get all these notifications off my phone?" And so Amari was telling him, he's like, "Yeah, go to settings." He's like, "Look, man, look. He's like, young brother, you just do it." Be back to the workout. I said, that's they line them up where they need to be, and we just give them the wisdom when it comes down to them needing how to get out there and do what they need to do. You know, I heard Yaya telling some of her friends, her cheerleading friends, on they was on FaceTime or whatever, that we need to find something to sell. We need to do this. We need to sell some candy or something like that. And I told her, I was like, well, you know, I did that in high school. I sold candy, I sold mixtapes, I sold clothes, I sold everything. I had a locker at each house in my school selling different stuff. You know, I was like, you can do it. You know, it's like, I know y'all don't hop on trains and buses like that, but I'll drive you down to get the candy. You can sell up and sell it, put it in a book bag, have you a bag and sell. You know, it's like, that's what you need to do. You know, it's like you had to have that money. Y'all get y'all little team. Everybody sells something different. One person sell water and juice. One person sell the candy bar. You know, it's like, I said, man, you know, y'all can do it. You know, so it's like, you gotta line them up and make them better. You know, the older generations always say, I want you to be better than what I was. They're better than what I was. Okay, my grandma and them had a hard break. My grandfather didn't go past 3rd grade, taught himself how to read, went to the military, died having his own business. Okay, moms and my uncles and aunts was able to go to college. Something different that my grandfather never did. That's better than what he had. You know, my mom's government job, uncles entrepreneurs and business owners, aunt job, you know. Okay, so they wanted better for us. So I did school, got jobs, interned here, interned there, learned trades, learned skills. You know, I want something different for my kids. So it's like, I want y'all to use what y'all have in y'all generational time to line you up for yourself. You know, because this is not like, it was hard for me to work a job and still do what I was doing on the side. Luckily, I had a boss when I was working in law that supported me doing what I did on the side. He supported me doing community work and selling clothes and stuff like that. He thought that was cool. You know, so, but it was hard because this stuff wasn't around yet. You know, all we had was the internet was just starting. You know, so it's like everything we did, I was on foot, you know, going places and stuff like that. But now, it's like they don't have to do that. So line them up. It's like shout out to Gary Vaynerchuk, man, because Gary V always, when he came in the game, he said, man, I didn't know much, but I took my father's wine business and turned it into $1 million business. You know, so he tells kids, and he said, you know, look, take this candy, go to Five Below, buy a bunch of this, put it in, you sell it on eBay for this much, make it. And he has kids calling in, like telling them, like, yeah, I did what you said, Mr. Vaynerchuk, and you know, or buy a bunch of these things for this cheap at wholesale, and then hit you a little store. It works.
Well, actually, dedication work.
Yeah. You know, but it does, and it's like you got little initiative. Yeah, you got little kids that go out there and they check their stuff every day. Okay, I sold about this much. All right. You know, and while they at home, it's even better because they don't have to contend and do what we got to do. We got bills to pay while we out here grinding. You know, while you at home, man, you make $1 million off candy and have a bank account full of. Let's try and be like, what's this car being dropped off out here? Oh, that's mine, Mom. Dad, that's mine. Like, what? How'd you get that? Oh, here,
16, it's time to get it.
Yeah, I've been selling shoelaces with my name on it. You know, like years. So it's like, I mean, we gotta line them up better, man. We can't keep sending them down that old same road, you know, just like my brother's mother told us when she was selling her property. She had a beautiful 3-flat over there in Beverly. And she told me, she was sitting us down, we was helping her clean out. She said, don't get no 30-year mortgage. She said, don't get no 30-year mortgage. She said, and this was years ago. You know, it's been over maybe 15 years when she told that. But she said, don't do it. She said, it's never gonna turn out how they tell you in the beginning it's gonna turn out. She's like, never. She said, the world goes down when it comes to these things and screws the people. She said, it was a time when it started here and it helped the people. I had a client, I say this when I really got to run. He got his house that's in Oaklawn for 6 stacks. That's $6,000. $6K. What that house is worth today, the same little house. Ain't no other house added to it. You know, this old man has he's in a, you know, on his way in a transitioning era because he's like he's like my grandmother's age, he's 90. But you know how much his house is worth now just because of the area and just because of all that's done change in real estate, his house is worth like close to $500,000. And it's a little house. Ain't no mansion stacked on top of it, making it worth more than that. So who's winning, who's losing in that? Because he may get a young couple or somebody to come along, they want to buy that, but then again, it's so high that your mortgage is going to be like, you got to put down a bulk of that for your mortgage to be decent. And it's like, but it was $6,000. We got it. He done had it for over 70 years, over 60 years.
He did.
And it's like, so how is the 30-year gonna benefit us like it did him? It won't. It won't. And even if he does sell that property one day and not pass it on to his family or his family, it's like they not gonna make that off of that. They not gonna make. He put 6,000 in, and he about to get down there 6 figures. He gonna get 6 figures off of it either way, even if it's chopped down to $100,000 after they take the government taxes. It's like so we're not gonna have that, you know, and our kids not gonna have that because houses going for close to $1 million now. You can't do that off of Walmart jobs. And Amazon jobs. You can't do that. So why are we still telling them to do the same thing? Well, you know, I told one of my daughters, I said, hey, all y'all who are smart, y'all need to get a house together. If y'all want two of y'all to own it, y'all do that. If not, rent it. Everybody pay the mortgage or the rent. Stack your money while you're working. Find something else that you want to do. Hustle y'all butts off while y'all ain't got no kids, and like hustle y'all butts. Find a 6-room house, 3-room house, 4-room house. I said, make sure it's your family or friend or people you trust. I said, hustle, stack, hustle, stack. And then when y'all move on, rent that joint out. If it's somebody else that y'all know that's suitable to be there, man, I said, man, do y'all know how set y'all would be? I said, because y'all paying one bill. Y'all break down the lights. Break it down in 4s, 5s, or 6. How many of y'all it is? I said, then y'all will be set, man. Then you building on the same time. You building history of you paying a rent, paying lights, paying gas, if that's what it is, paying water. And then you move on. And then by the time y'all get to 30, man, all of y'all driving. Like I said, you know, in foreign countries, that's what they do. All the siblings will live together. And you'd be like, man, why these dudes got Lamborghinis? And, you know, it's like because they all under one roof until it's time for everybody to go their separate way. Until they find whoever and they married and kids, whatever. But it's like, gotta tell them different. Because if we don't tell them different, that thing that everybody is fighting to want to vote for that's supposed to help older people and this and that and things being taken away, they not gonna think about none of that or navigating none of that. And we gonna get older. We may grind till we 70, you know. We may still be doing our thing.
When you do what you love.
Yeah, I know we gonna be, you know. I mean, look at us at 40. It's only gonna get better when we get older, you know. And I'm not gonna stop helping people live longer and stay healthy. So it's like, you know, but there's gonna be things that need to be done by those who are coming behind us to set up things for us. And just as we, you know, at the end of the day, go home and tell your mom and dad, hey, stop eating that. Bad for your heart. Hey, flip that box over. That salt ain't good for you. You know, there's gonna be things they need to do to tell us, hey, they coming out with an app. Mr. West, Dad, they coming out with an app that's gonna start zapping y'all stuff. So this is what I need y'all to do. I need y'all to get this joint foolproof right here. Just like he fixed the phone for him in the gym. We gonna need that. We need that. So it's like line them up, man. We gotta line them up. That's my take on it.
Indeed. No, that's a powerful one.
Vote for us.
You better believe me. I'm gonna say, take your butt to the mirror and vote for that person in that mirror.
Yeah.
That's the only thing that's gonna change something. Everything else is just occupying y'all time. Y'all might as well go talk about Diddy or something.
Yeah.
So look, it's FFYL.
Fight
You
for
know
your
what
life.
it is. It's another one, and this was a fantastic Friday.
Yeah.
The first Friday we did Fridays at the dispensary. But ever since we came back, it's the first Friday that we did. I've enjoyed it. Thank you so much for watching, everyone who did. Ms. Bernadette shouted us out. She said, "Words for the soul."
All right,
Better
let's
believe it. What up, Tay? Said, "OG, what up, my guy?" For sure. Oh, and I'm doing shameless promotion.
Who got
October
a plug?
31st. Me myself. October 31st showcase.
Spoken
It's
word
happening.
joint?
Yeah, it's gonna be a showcase happening. Open mic on October 31st. Come out to the dispensary. Text me if you're interested. I'll give you all the deets. It's just a $20 interest fee for a whole bunch of stuff. We have foods and music and desserts and drinks and all of that sort of stuff, and then just coming and vibing with your community who's doing an upliftment of the community. It's just definitely going to be well worth it. This is round 2. This is the second one too, the second annual one. The first one was phenomenal. This one is going crazy, and I'm going to be doing more showcases too, bro.
Hey,
because we all in the art field as well. So, and of course, you're invited. You're invited to all of them. And with that being said, I know we've enjoyed our time with you. I hope you've enjoyed your time with us. This is what happened.
hour.
We out.